know, and there are a lot of things that play into, a lot of background issues, family issues, you know. Some of this is one of the things that I going back to trying to figure out why things work. Fraternities haze, military hazes, and if you get into the science of why they do that, what's happening is, I think it's called psychological dissonance, or your mind wants to make sense of things. So if you're willing to strip down to your underwear, eat raw eggs, have somebody put shaving cream on your head, your mind says, why would you do that? Either you're stupid, or this is such a great thing to belong to, it's worth putting up with some embarrassment. And if you do that over and over and over, you build up in your mind the value of being in that fraternity or that military group, that whatever, that's hazing you. And it's a way of making the people loyal to the group, because now they either have to say, I was more than one time stupid, I was 100 times stupid, or they have to realize this isn't worth it and come out of that kind of fog. And unfortunately, I think what happens a lot of times with domestic violence is they put up with him calling them the C word or whatever, or shoving them or slapping them. And they say, well, he's, you know, it's worth, yes, he has his moments, but otherwise he's a good guy. And they do it over and over and over. And now this guy that everybody else sees is the slug that he is, you know, the guy who wants to beat up on a woman or a kid or whatever, they don't see him that way. Inside their mind, this is, he's either worth putting up with this, or I've been foolish putting up with this all this time. And your mind wants to not think that you're foolish, that you made bad decisions. It wants to think you made good decisions. So it sort of elevates this guy because of what you put through, like a hazing. And so it's tough to break them out of that fog or fantasy or whatever you want, and show them, you know, you deserve better than that. Nobody deserves that.
So when you're talking to victims, it's hard to convince them.
It's hard to reach them. I mean, like I said, we see so many times these things playing out. You know, they don't all end in homicide, thankfully. You know, people wake up, they move away, we get the guy arrested, locked up, and they get some space, or they move on. Whatever it is that happens, it doesn't always end up the most horrific ways, which is good, because it'd be pretty bad if it did. But yeah, we try to reach the victims every time we talk to them. We try to talk to them about safety. Listen, even if you're going back to them, talk to them about a safety plan. Talk to them about getting out. Talk to them about lethality factors. Talk to them about all sorts of different issues that, you know, the shelters are available, the help's there. You know, we're here for you. When you're ready, we'll be here for you. We understand, you know, you have children, you have jobs, you have homes, you have all these other pressures that are pushing you that way. You know, right from societal pressures. I mean, you know, if this may be the only person they've ever been with. Well, now they're going to be with two people. Well, how does that look to them? Whatever. I mean, there's all sorts of levels. I mean, from the very simplest that people have, and again, everybody's subjective. What to me is a silly reason to stay, to another person is an important reason to stay. And some of them are you know, kids. You're going to be tied to that person forever when you have a child. You have a house in common and you own. It's the only thing you do own. You got to work out how you're going to resolve that. You're married. You have bills. You have 100 different things that are going on. Family, friends, places you like to go, all sorts of things that together work, apart don't. And so you've really got to come to that point where you make the tough decisions. And a lot of people know that, you know, if I leave this guy, he's going to be a jerk forever. I mean, I'm going to have to put up with him and my kids and whatever, divorce, and he's just going to be a jerk. And so some people just, it's easier to stay and continue to be abused than it is, or they're more fearful of leaving than they are of staying. And so again, going back to where I kind of look at it, they stay until they think that they're safe for leaving, even at the exclusion of, you know, their lives spent in that environment and that kind of condition that